All right, we are live. Sorry, guys, this is going to be a little weird just because I'm up in Georgia at my in law's house, so I don't have my usual setup and a little bit different connection and stuff like that, but it should be good. I got the man Hector Lombard with me today, but before we get him on here, we're going to go ahead and do a couple sponsor reads. First and foremost, big shout outs to Have a Shot of Freedom Whiskey, big supporter of the podcast. Go to haveashotofreedom.com and order yourself some whiskey and gin. It's a veteran owned company, small batch bourbon. Love their stuff. Second, Liberty Ammunition, www.libertyammo.com. All these sponsors are available in the post above, but make sure you go check them out. They are my everyday carry ammunition. They are the only ammo that I will trust my life to. Use code STARLORD for 10% off there. And then last but not least, contractor service with my boy Jay Reglabuto up in New Jersey and Philly. If you're going to be doing any contracting or any work on your home in the area and you need equipment, go check them out, www.contractorservice.com, and they'll get you guys hooked up for what you need. Now, I'm going to get Hector on here. We're going to talk some politics today because he is a very interesting man growing up in Cuba and now having lived it all, fought all over the world, very knowledgeable in this kind of stuff. Hector, what's up, man?
What's going on?
Not much, man. So you want to talk some politics today, huh?
Yeah, we like to talk about politics. We like to talk about the coronavirus.
Yeah, so DeSantis just opened up the gyms in Florida, like starting Monday.
Hey, how? It will tell you the difference between Democrats and Republicans. Republicans totally get it. We need to open up. You know, we need to start with the bullshit. And it makes sense. You know, how can you keep your country closed? You know, meanwhile, all these Democrats, they're trying to pass another stimulus package, $1 trillion stimulus package. And there is nothing that they want to pass or cover. It protects us as Americans.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think another stimulus package is what you need, you know, because I've been saying this from the beginning. Where the fuck is this money coming from? You know, like I think of myself as I'm definitely more of a conservative, but I think I'm a little bit more middle than everyone else. But right now we're printing fake money. You know, our money isn't based on anything. Right. And who's going to pay for this shit? It's going to be our kids going down the line, you know, like this is not a good idea. Like, I remember when Bush was president, they were talking about, oh, the debt is like $4 trillion. We just passed a bill for $2.6 trillion, you know? Where the hell is that money coming from, and why are we okay going into debt, you know?
Well, it's like you say, you know, they just gonna go ahead and print more paper.
I
mean, that don't have any value, but besides that, I mean, I want people to stop, you know, thinking about the fake media news. They don't tell you the truth, and you know, I want people to kind of like do their own research. Stop listening to CNN. Stop listening to all this CNBC and all this crap, because they're just an emotional. They are an emotional news. All they talk about is the hate they have for Trump. They don't give you news, and they give you whatever they want to feed you with. You know, I want people. It's like Cuba. I remember in Cuba back in the days, the news in Cuba was all against America. Everything in America is bad. The Americans are bad. The Americans are evil. The hard money is evil. I mean, it's a joke. So I leave that already, and I know what it's like. So I thought, like, you know, me coming to America and me leaving Cuba, I was going to be like, wow, you know, I finally did it. I'm in the country that I want to be at. I'm happy, but it's the same. We're going through the same shit. So that's why I defended Trump so much. It's not because, you know, I like the guy. I never met the guy, but he does what is good for me. He defend what I defend. He believe in what I believe. And of course, I'm gonna vote for that guy because I believe what he believes. He believes that you going for work, you going to work and making money. You open up a business and making money is good. Democrats don't think that way. So the people need to wake up. Now, I want to say another thing about the coronavirus. I want you guys to stop listening to the fake media, and they gotta tell you like stay at home, stay at home. So if you stay at home, it's gonna be impossible for you to build up vitamin D or vitamin C. If you don't have vitamin D, your immune system is gonna be fucked up. Because vitamin D is the one that builds your immune system. It's the one that makes your muscles stronger. It's the one that makes your bones stronger. So if you don't have a vitamin D, you fuck. And this is what's been happening to all these people that is been getting sick and it's been getting murdered by the coronavirus because they don't have a vitamin D. And they want you to stay at home so you will have less vitamin D. Even when you're in jail, you have to go 1 hour out to take air, fresh air, to take sun. So you build that immune system. That you build that immune system with vitamin D.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. So you talked about the fake news media, like that's the biggest thing here, to my opinion. Like, I don't think there's a good news source right now to get real information because, like, I'm definitely more conservative, but I'll tell you right now, Fox News is not giving you 100% of the truth. MSNBC is not giving you 100% of the truth. CNN's not giving you 100% of the truth. I think the biggest problem with all this stuff is nobody knows where to get real information. And look, the fucking CDC and the World Health Order, like, all their numbers are changing every day. Like, we're in the middle of something crazy right now, and we're all going to look back. I don't think we're going to know whether or not, or we're not going to know how bad or how good this was until 10 years from now, because all this information, we're in an age where information is so hard to come behind. And like you said in the beginning, nobody's going to do their own research.
Yeah, but there's things that you have to kind of like analyze as a common sense. How the fuck are you gonna be healthy? How the fuck you gonna be healthy inside the house?
Yeah.
With all this freaking 5G going on, like if you inside the house, your brain is gonna be froze. Freaking birds falling out of the sky, and you figure why. So how the fuck somebody like freaking Ocasio-Cortez is gonna tell you like, well, using buses and using airplanes is not good for you, and the people believing in her. Okay, but meanwhile you're driving an SUV B8 and you're taking a first class, but it's good, it's okay for you. It's okay for you to use that, all these powerful machines, but for people, no, it's not good. It's like it's bad for the ecosystem. It's bad for our freaking. It's a joke, man. Like, things you have to have like kind of like a little common sense.
Yeah, common sense is something it's hard to find now these days. It seems like nobody has common sense anymore.
Use the right lane to turn toward Miami.
Exactly. You know why? Because, like life, it was too good. Life is always being too good. So you had no time to worry about stuff that really matter. The stuff that really matter is politics, believe it or not. Because that way you cannot be manipulated. Nobody can manipulate me. There's no fucking body can manipulate me when it comes to political stuff, because I get it. I already went through it. I remember that Fidel Castro used to manipulate everybody through social media, but over there you only have one social media. Whatever he wanted you to listen to. So it started to get in this way over here. But if you as a human being and you have a business and then some people die, they gotta die. That it's a common sense. Like people will die. Like it or not, people's gonna die. So there is people that have been dying, and then they're putting and reflecting it on the coronavirus.
Yeah,
That's not right.
That's definitely a big thing we're starting to see and it's starting to come out more and more. If you had symptoms of coronavirus, they're going to make you look like a corona death in the hospital and I'm not sure if you listen to the podcast with Elon Musk and Joe Rogan, like he's saying that if you have a corona death, it's $8,000 going to the hospital. If you put them on a ventilator, that's like $60,000 going to the hospital. And when you look at these hospitals, like they're laying off doctors, they're laying off nurses because they can't afford to keep them because the hospitals are at a lower capacity now that all the elective procedures are gone and stuff like that. So from a business standpoint, they need that money coming in, so they're writing it down as coronavirus.
I'm just kind of like, honestly, we definitely living in very interesting times. And like I said before, like it's time for get out of the PlayStation. It's time to kind of like stop being comfortable, because our way of life is getting out. We're losing our way of life. And trust me, man, when all of this is being said and done, it's gonna be a big change. Believe it, it's gonna be a big change. Those 5G towers that's being installing, they're being installed there for a reason, not because technology. That shit can fry you up. You think about it, but people don't think about that. And now another thing that I want to talk to you in your podcast, okay? I've been talking with a couple of Democrats, because I have friends that are Democrats, and they rather vote for the vegetable guy. And I don't know if he's a rapist or no or whatever, but he had a lot going on with China, with or whatever, and with rape thing, like he's getting accused with. He has a lot going on. But the most important thing is, like, everybody knows that this guy is not capable to run his house, nor the country. That guy is not capable to run his house. How the fuck somebody's gonna vote for this guy? It just fucked my mind. It really fucked my mind. It's affecting me mentally. It's affecting me, because I cannot believe that somebody with common sense can vote for the guy who cannot even freaking remember what day is today.
It's crazy.
It doesn't make sense.
I gotta say, like, there's an age minimum that you have to be. You have to be at least 35 to run for president. Do you think there should be a maximum? Because, like, I know you're a Trump supporter. I don't dislike Trump. I think there should be a maximum age you can be to run this country. I don't think people in their 80s should be running the country.
But listen. In my point of view, the way I am, I want the best man for the job.
Yeah, me too.
I want the best man for the job. And the best man for the job is Donald Trump. Like it or not, he's Donald Trump. He's the most capable guy. He's smart. He knows what risk to take. And he's doing it for you and I. He's doing it for the country, believe it or not. I don't believe like, because I'm passionate about Bin Laden. I'm gonna put the terrorist in there, and I'm not gonna say like he's a terrorist, but this guy is fucking out of his mind. You have to have a common sense.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you have to have a common sense. If Donald Trump is the best, and the reason why I mentioned Bin Laden is because, for example, like there is people that will vote for the worst of the worst because they hate Donald Trump.
Yeah.
The hate of Donald Trump is so great that they would vote for the worst person up there. And for example, I put like this terrorist or whatever. They
Yeah,
will vote for him.
I
Then
definitely think it's
they
true.
having Donald Trump as a president. It's a joke.
Yeah. I think either way, when you're too far one side or another, like you're gonna make horrible decisions. Like there's guys that hate Trump so much that they'll vote for anyone other than him, and then there's guys who
Exactly.
like you said that Trump's the best man for the job. I don't think he's the best man in the country for the job, but of the candidates right now, I definitely agree he's better than Biden. He's better than the third party guys because of the choices we're being given right now. I definitely think he's the best choice, but the real question,
it's definitely better than Uncle Joe.
yeah,
Right?
I mean,
Like even you are better to be a president. Even me, I am better to be a president than Uncle Joe. Because Uncle Joe is delusional. The guy doesn't remember shit.
now,
It's a reality. It's just real.
do you think
It's
it's
just
an
like the
impossible
truth, man.
job? Do you think the job of president is even possible to do?
I'm sorry?
Do you think, like,
Breaking
being
up.
president, do you think being a president is an impossible job, like, of America? Because me personally, I think the country's too big to be governed, Having one person in charge of 350 million people, and I know, like, we have the different branches, we have Congress, we have the legislative branch, we have the judicial branch and the executive branch and all that fun stuff, but I feel like 350 million people is just too many people to make laws for.
Yeah, but I understand. I exactly understand what you're saying. But if you're a capable person, you gotta put the best. You gotta make the best judgment on who is gonna run. Like you're not gonna call your friend and say like, hey, you run the health system now, and then you're not gonna call your friend and say like, now you run the Department of Agriculture. No, you gotta put the best in for the job, and that's what a smart man would do. You gotta look and you gotta do your research. You gotta put every single person that you think that is the most capable of, for that job.
Yeah.
I don't even think like Uncle Joe he would be good at that either.
Yeah, I will say,
know what I mean?
Trump did a really good job of like choosing the people to be around him. Like he's
Exactly.
picked some good people to be in certain positions. Now, here's a question for you, Hector. The fact that you grew up in Cuba and you saw how far a leftist government with Castro and all them would go, is that why you're so conservative now?
It 100% because I saw the same bullshit and I see what's going on with the bullshit up here that is turning into Cuba. There is a reason why Obama went to Cuba, and that's what the people forgot about it. Obama learned from Castro. Like even like like I was so fucking upset because when the coronavirus was start getting effect up here, they were putting the same system that they did over there in Cuba. They were putting like, okay, if you see somebody that goes out of his house, please call this number, send them in. And I'm like, fuck, this is the same way the Cuba works. If you see somebody that is doing something and I'm your neighbor, I gotta call the police and say like, hey, look, this guy killed a cow. Well, eating cow in Cuba is illegal, and if you kill a cow, you do 25 years to a life in prison.
Jesus.
For you to know.
That's insane.
You cannot eat meat over there. You cannot kill a horse or you cannot kill a cow. If you kill a cow or a horse, you will do between 25 or life in prison. In Cuba, years ago, if you have $1, you will do 10 years in jail. Just to have US currency, you would do 10 years in jail. In Cuba, if you talk with a tourist, you would do between 1 and 2 years in jail.
For
Like,
what?
let's suppose like you go to Cuba and I'm talking to you. If the police get me or see me talking to you as a tourist,
Tourist, yeah.
yeah, I would do time in jail. The funny part is when they understood that they need the money, when they understood that they need US dollars to fix their economy, they changed the laws. And all these people that they put in jail because at that time they have US dollars, they remove it. And the most important currency in Cuba is dollar, right? They changed it. So they didn't care about the thousands and the hundreds of thousands of people they put in jail years before. They just changed it to like right now, if you have a dollar, you are king. And this is the same thing that I'm seeing here. Like, these Democrats, they talk about something, and then over the sudden they're changing. They were trying to impeach. They were trying to impeach Donald Trump with no proof for almost 4 years. They tried to impeach Trump for almost 4 years, and now they don't even want to talk about it after there's no proof about it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How you figure?
It's crazy.
How you figure? And now they brainwash everybody like, oh, that is not important. Coronavirus is more important. Dude, you're just trying to put in jail the president of the United States. So now that's not important. That is not important. Now you go and figure.
So I saw a post you made the other day, and I'm pretty sure it was you, talking about how when you were coming up in the judo system in Cuba, if you did better, you would be getting better places to sleep, to eat, better food, you would move up. How crazy is it that that's totally capitalistic? So you have a communist country like Cuba where they're trying to make everybody equal. They're putting people in jail for having US dollars, for talking to tourists and stuff like that. But on their national judo team, and we heard Yoel talk about that on the wrestling team too, they're implementing these capitalist ideas to make their athletes better.
Listen, I've been telling everybody over and over, it's a freaking fake system. It's the worst system, and it's so bad that they don't even understand it. For example, like China. I'm just gonna give you an example, right? We all know it's a communist country, right?
Yep.
In order for them to become very powerful, which they are, thanks to America, for people that that didn't know that, because Clinton was the guy who built China, because he allowed China to start producing and manufacturing US stuff. So after Clinton allowed them to start doing that, that's why they become so powerful. But my point is, China is a communist country, but it is a communist country in China because they do business with everybody in the world. But all these factories, all that is a capitalist system.
Yeah.
We capitals. So yes, you build in your country, which is a communist for the people that live in China. So it's communist for people to live in China. But for me, as a government, I'm a capitalist. So China is capitalist, but it's communist inside of China for people in China. It's a fake shit. It's fake, absolutely And people don't even see it that way. I mean, how the fuck are you calling yourself a communist country when you produce and you manufacture all the shit for everybody? So you're using and enslave your people, and you so call it a communist for them, so you don't pay them. And then me as government, I become more powerful and more powerful. And I use my slave, my little slave, the people, and I so call it a communist.
So I
It
think
doesn't fucking make sense, but it makes sense for them.
it doesn't make any sense. I think the scariest thing that's come out of all this is we kind of realize now that the U.S. doesn't make anything. We've outsourced our production to all these other countries, and the minute something like this happens in China where the supply line gets cut, all of our businesses are so tied up into that kind of stuff because as a country, we've gone away from making things here to being more of like the Facebooks, these tech companies and stuff like that. But where is all this tech manufactured? Outside of the U.S.
Well, it happened to the Roman Empire. And the Roman Empire, that's how they become weaker and weaker. And it's happening to America. The people become so lazy and the people become so egomaniac that, no, I ain't no gotta produce that. Fuck that. I ain't no gotta, sit up in the factory for $10. Fuck that. So
In 2 miles.
what happened to you as a country? Little by little, you're giving up your knowledge, you're giving up your technology, you're giving up to all these countries. Like, for example, China. China learned everything from us. These guys cannot produce or do nothing. Now they can, because they learn from us.
And they're stealing from us too. Like that's the scariest thing with China is they're just ripping off everything the U.S. companies make.
Dude, these people, they're basically cowboys, man. They don't have like the trademark doesn't apply to them.
Yeah.
No laws apply to them, so they do whatever the fuck they want. The cowboys, man. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Nothing applies to them. I think, like, to be honest, Donald Trump should reinforce that, because come on, man.
Yeah, it's not fair to have a spend or like any private company spend all their money on research and development, and then all of a sudden you have a company backed by China that will just go ahead and take all that knowledge and make it cheaper and sell all your hard work for half the price.
Use the left 3 lanes to continue onto I-75 south toward Miami.
Another thing that I wanna kind of like talk about. We as America, right? We have people all over the world for things like, for example, like for virus. There is people that is getting salaries
In 6.3 miles,
to
take exit 11 onto Sheridan Street.
to check and say like, hey, there is a virus going on in China. The shit is fucking really bad. You guys should put an eye on it, right? So there is people on the payroll. I don't know if it's the FBI or I don't know if it's like a Secret Service. I don't know how you fucking call it, or environmental, whatever. But I know they have some people that they're getting paid to check on diseases, to check on things like that.
Yeah.
To warn America first and say like, hey, bro, there is bullshit going on up here. It's bad. Send me some people that knows about labs and stuff, because we really need to check this out before, when the outbreaking of the virus, right? Remember?
Yeah.
Nothing happened. Like, it was no, like the virus go here, fuck everybody up. They knew, China knew, but it got us by surprise. So we are the people that getting paid for that.
So here's my question for you, because we talk politics a little bit, and I mean, you're obviously very conservative, and I don't think there's anything more like free market than starting your own company, and entrepreneurship is something I see you starting to take a hold of a lot more. And although you're still fighting and stuff like that, I see you constantly working with new companies. Like you were working with an MMA organization here in Florida. I see you with Champ Raps and stuff like that now. Is that something you're trying to get into now that you're getting towards the end of your fighting career?
Yeah, well, I'll always be an entrepreneur, and slash inventor and all that. So I have a huge passion for that. Um, and yeah, I'm similar to you. Like I know, like you always got stuff going on. You always go with companies, and you always trying for the new thing up there. So I'm the same. I have passion for that as well.
So what are you working with right now?
Right now, I have the Champ Raps, and hopefully next week I will get my other patent for the scoop. It's a new scoop that I invented, but I'm
Did
working
you say
on.
scoop?
Yeah,
So what's that do?
it's a scoop that has a funnel.
That's cool.
So when you're in the bottle, when you're at the gym and you have a water bottle,
Yeah.
most of the people they roll and they
Yeah,
make like
make
kind of like
Yep, make a funnel.
to pour it up into the bottle, right?
Yeah.
So I invented a scoop that has a funnel. So for one side is a scoop, so you pick out the powder, and for the other side it has a funnel.
Oh,
So
dude, that's a really good idea.
yeah. So when you're at the gym, or it's a water bottle up there, and you need to get like
Put your pre-workout in,
protein
your protein, yeah.
or pre-workout, whatever. You don't need to use not like garbage like I used to freaking struggle with all the fucking time. And I used to see like the people used to make dirty the gym. It used to kind of like it was a lot going on. So I invented it.
When that comes out, let me know, because I got to get my hand on one of those. I want to help you push that, because that's a really good idea. Now,
Yeah.
the Champ Raps, I've seen those, man. That's a really good idea. Like, as a coach and somebody who runs striking programs and stuff like that, getting people to wrap their hands is one of the hardest things to do.
It was for me. I remember back in the days, I used to always come late to the gym. So, and then you have to wrap your hands. And the coach is like, fuck, man, you come late, but no, you come late. You cannot even fucking get ready on time. What the fuck? So I said, like, fuck, I got to invent something that is quick. And when you get to the gym, even if you're late, you got to wrap your hands quick. So I invented a wraps that I already made up.
Yeah, it's just like a glove. I actually showed my wife, and she was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. So you just slide it on your fingers, and then you wrap your wrist, and then you wrap over the thumb, and you're good.
Yeah, and you know how to learn, because most of the people, they always teach you how to, you got to fold it this way, you got to fold it that way. It's so complicated. It's so difficult. You use you don't have to learn. You just put it in, you wrap it up around, and you set to go.
Now, do you think, like, down the line, eventually you'll be able to get that approved by commissions to use for actual fights, or do you think it's always going to just be for training?
Well, that's my goal.
Yeah.
My goal, because like even like before you fight, they have to send a guy, and it's got to wrap your hand.
Yeah.
That shit take you forever. Like it take you 45 minutes.
It takes forever, and some guys aren't good at it. I remember, like, when I was fighting coming up, like, dude, certain guys, I hate wrapping my hands because they did a horrible job.
Sheridan Street West, then turn right onto Sheridan
Street. It takes you forever. I'm telling you, it takes you forever. Like, me, I'm very picky to wrap my hand, and most of the times they put it tight, and then I'm saying, no, it's too tight. It fucked up my circulation, and we got to do it again. Man, at one point, you spend like an hour in there. Like, and things go so fast in the fight. That a couple times I've been going to the fights, and I don't even want because I was so focused
Turn right onto
on
Sheridan.
wrapping my hand. You know. So with those wraps, once you get it, and try to approve it by the commission, those wraps are already there because you don't need to go inside your fingers or anything. You just slide it in, and you already have your pre wraps
Yeah,
for fighting.
that's a really good idea, man. I think that's cool. So before I let you go, I gotta get your thoughts on the fights coming up this weekend. Who do you think wins, Overeem or Walt Harris?
Well, I cannot go against Walter. Like I know that kid. For a
Yeah,
long time.
I
I
like
remember
him.
when he wasn't even a fighter, so I like him so much, and he has improved.
Yeah.
So obviously, definitely I'm going for him.
I think this is the right time to catch Overeem because he's coming out towards the end of his career. You know, he just got knocked out by Rosenstreich, and I mean, he looked good in that fight. He was piecing him apart, but I think Walt does a good job of mixing up the takedowns and the striking, and just makes it kind of really dirty. And that's not a good fight for Overeem, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. I like that fight for him too. So he just have to be sharp and he have to be confident, and then the rest is his.
Cool. Any fight news for you coming up? You talk to Dave at all?
Well, I'm waiting for David to see when I spoke to him 2 days ago, and we might have a fight in August.
Awesome.
So I cannot wait.
You think that's gonna be down here in Florida?
Yeah. Like I was calling out Tyson because that fight makes sense for me when it comes to financial. So I'm looking for things that make sense for me.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
Maybe Bandel Silva. I think I'm winning
That's a
on the
fight.
toe with Bandel Silva. So he's a good candidate.
Yeah, I think I saw you two there, but when Bare Knuckle came to Tampa, I saw
Turn
Vanderlei there.
left onto
He
Northwest
does not look good, man.
196th
Like,
Avenue.
I think that's a good fight for you. Vanderlei looks fucking old.
Yeah, I want to fight him.
Yeah, that's a good win for you.
See what happened.
Yeah, man. Sweet. Sounds good to me. I'll definitely have to make it out to this one. I made it to the one in Tampa. I couldn't make it to your last fight down there with Cowboy out in Miami. But, yeah, when next time you fight, let me know. I'm definitely be there ringside watching.
Thank you, bro. And congratulations with your podcast. And, it's pretty good. It's good that, a person like you, it's been doing this kind of podcasts because you have so many other people that are not knowledgeable and they have no clue about the sport.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
And because they give you some interviews and then they consistent on it, they become like when something happened, they even tell you like, well, this guy should be winning because this and that, and you're like, dude, you don't know shit about this sport.
Yeah, it's tough.
You was there just at the right time and at the right place, but it doesn't mean because you interview some fighters, you know shit about anything because you don't know shit about it.
Yeah, man, it's tough watching these guys who've never stepped in the ring or the guys who like don't train regularly try to break down fights. It doesn't make any sense to me how they even get an audience.
I get like, you, and I don't even want to mention names because I just want to be positive, right? But I see these guys like they became famous, and they become a commentators of MMA. And then from becoming a commentator, they start giving opinions. And then the people, even for knowledge or whatever, they go to them, they asking questions like if these guys, they know shit.
Yeah.
And then they jump from there to basketball, for example, or NBA, for example, or whatever. And you're like, oh, so now you're a freaking NBA player too now? You know everything about the NBA? And you're like, dude.
Doesn't make any sense, man. I don't know how, like, I'm a one-sport guy. Like, I'll do MMA and I'll do jiu-jitsu. That's about it. Like, I can't sit there and talk football. I can't talk basketball. Like, I'll watch football, but I'm not an expert on that, so I keep my mouth shut.
it becomes like kind of like I'm just I just kind of like this is how reality. This is how the whole world is today. Like people had no clue. Some people had no clue on something, and then because she's just there and they are doing it, it becomes like they know everything about it, but they don't.
Yeah, everybody wants to be a Monday morning quarterback. Nobody wants to get in there and put in the work. They just want to act like they know what they're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, Hector, I'm going to let you go. You drive safe. I'll get you out here in the next couple of weeks when we get some fight news and stuff like that, or anytime you want to talk some politics or whatever you want.
Yeah. Whether it's politics.
And hey,
Whether
with
it's
Jim
race.
back up, I got to get you in my gym for a seminar here in the next couple months.
Sounds good. And when it's race, talk to me, because that's one thing that I would like to talk about it, because I get bothered when people say about race. Listen, guys, there's no more race anymore. Okay, it's about money. Whoever has money is king, and the money is the one that's gonna enslave you, not the race. If you debt to me, if you owe me money, you my slave, regardless of the color of your skin. If you have money and I lost some money, you can be at places that me, if you're white or blue or yellow, I cannot be. Meanwhile, if you black and if you have plenty money, you gotta do a lot of shit that I can do. Me being albino.
Yeah,
So there is no race.
That's a good point. Let's talk about that real quick before I let you go. You said it in the beginning. Debt is slavery. If you owe a debt to someone, that is modern day slavery, and that's the real problem. Like you're saying, debt doesn't have any discrimination. It doesn't care if you're white, black, brown, doesn't matter. Debt will come for you, and it will enslave you.
But exactly. But the people that run you on debt, which is that the people at the top, are the ones that make you believe that the race is the problem. They understand that it's not a problem. They just want to keep you low, and they want to make you think like it's all about the race, but it's no. It's all about the debt.
Onto Johnson Street.
It's all about the debt. You owe me, work for me, motherfucker. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
I don't care your color of the skin no more. That shit is old. That shit is a past. But people stick on it.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. I think that's a good place to end. You gave me a lot of info today, brother. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, man.
All right, man. You take it
easy. Time.
Yes, sir. You drive safe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was UFC legend, Bellator legend, Hector Lombard. Make sure you catch him out in the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. I have a couple more interviews coming on later this weekend, and next week I'm going to have a bunch more as the gyms start opening up. Just so you guys know, I made a post earlier about this, but going into this post shutdown period, I'm going to run 3 interviews a week and then 1 up-and-comer interview. So I'll have 3 interviews with like a bunch of different people. I have a doctor I'm talking to. Dr. Rivera, he's the chief cardiologist at the MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa. He's going to come on in the next few days and talk about Corona and his thoughts on it. I'm going to let you know right now he thinks it's a load of shit, and that's his words, not mine. So I'm really interested to talk to him about that. But going forward, it's going to be 3 major interviews during the week. And then 1 day a week is going to be a spotlight for up-and-coming MMA fighters, jiu-jitsu athletes, entrepreneurs, all that stuff. And I got probably like 15 applications just yesterday alone. So I have a bunch of really good up-and-comers coming up, and that's something I'm really looking forward to do, because I want to give back and help these people come up and grow in the sport and stuff like that, because I didn't get a lot of that coming up. And now that I have a little bit of an audience, I really want to be able to do that for people. So make sure you guys tune in for that kind of stuff. Thanks again to the sponsors, Have a Shot of Freedom Whiskey, Liberty Ammunition, Contract Services, Noki Nation, all that stuff up there. And if you want to sponsor the podcast, I offer very reasonable advertisement rates. Like, it's definitely on par with Facebook ads. If you're a great Facebook ads guy, you will get the same rate that I'm giving out, and it's a more more centralized audience. It's audience specific, and it's a captive audience. So thank you guys for watching. I'll be back later this week, and sorry about the setup. I'm traveling at my in-laws' house right now, so hope it wasn't too bad. I know I don't have my condenser mic and all that fun stuff, but I'll be back in my studio Monday. So I'll see you guys soon. Stay safe, and looking forward to getting back on the mats on Monday.